Good morning, third year students. Today in med surgery, let us see the disorders of eye in the disorders of eye. Previously, we have seen some of the disorders, and today let us see the disorders of cornea. That is infection and inflammation of cornea. Coming to the inflammation of cornea, the inflammation of cornea is known as keratitis, and it is characterized by corneal edema, cellular infiltration, and ciliary congestion. It is defined as a complex vascular response that results in the accumulation of the cellular exudates. It is the inflammation of the cornea, and it is characterized by corneal edema, cellular infiltration, and ciliary congestion, and it is defined as complex vascular response that results in the accumulation of the cellular exudates. And keratitis is of several types. That is, either it may be central, superficial, deep, non-ulcerative, ulcerative, peripheral, or superficial. It is of several types, that is central or deep, superficial, non-ulcerative and ulcerative, peripheral, etc. Coming to the corneal infections. The corneal infection is nothing but keratitis, and it is when it is caused by the organisms, it is divided into several types, that is bacterial keratitis, fungal keratitis, Anthamoeba keratitis, infectious crystalline keratitis, herpes simplex keratitis, epithelial deciform, and herpes zoster keratitis. This of when it is with the bacteria, it is known as bacterial keratitis, fungal keratitis, Anthamoeba keratitis, infectious crystalline keratitis, herpes simplex keratitis, epithelial deciform, that is herpes zoster keratitis, herpes simplex and herpes zoster keratitis. Coming to the bacterial keratitis, the predisposing factors for the bacterial keratitis. What are the predisposing factors? Those are contact lens wearing of contact lens, chronic ocular surface disease, when there is a chronic ocular surface disease, corneal hyperesthesia, expanding oval or yellow white dense stromal infiltration, stromal suppuration, and hypopyon treatment. The treatment is topical ciprofloxacin 0.3% or ofloxacin 0.3%. For the bacterial keratitis, the predisposing causes. The causes are wearing of contact lens, chronic ocular surface disease, corneal hypoesthesia, expanding oval, yellow-white, dense stromal infiltrate, stromal suppuration, and hypopyon treatment. The treatment for bacterial keratitis is ciprofloxacin or ofloxacin 0.3%. It is the local treatment. Coming to the fungal keratitis. The fungal keratitis frequently preceded by the ocular trauma. It is mainly seen by the ocular trauma, after the ocular trauma, with organic matter grayish white ulcer which may be surrounded by feathery infiltrates, slow projection, and occasionally hypopyon. This fungal keratitis, it is seen after the ocular trauma with organic matter, that is grayish white ulcer. It is surrounded by the feathery infiltrates and slow projection and occasionally hypopyon. Topical antifungal agents are used for the treatment. Here the topical antifungal agents are used. Systemic therapy, if severe, it is systemic therapy is used, and penetrating keratoplasty if unresponsive treatment. If the treatment is unresponsive, penetrating keratoplasty is done. Next, let us see the acanthoba keratitis. This is contact lens wearers at particular risk. Here the contact lens wearers are at particular risk. The symptoms worse than signs. Small patchy anterior stromal infiltrates are seen. Perineural infiltrates, ulceration, ring abscess and small satellite lesions. These are seen. Contact lens wearers are at particular risk for enthamoeba keratitis. And small patchy anterior stromal infiltrates are seen. Perineural infiltrates, ulceration, ring abscess and small satellite lesions are seen. Usually the treatment is chlorhexidine or polyhexamethylene biguanidate stromal opacification is done. Actually, for the treatment, chlorhexidine or polyhexamethyl biguanidate and stromal opacification is done. Coming to the infectious crystalline keratitis. It is a very rarely seen. It is very rare indolent infection, particularly following penetrating keratoplasty, white branching anterior stromal crystalline deposits. Topical antibiotics are used for the treatment. Here the infectious crystalline keratitis, it is a very rare indolent infection is seen, particularly following penetrating keratoplasty, white branching anterior stromal crystalline deposits. Topical antibiotics are used for the treatment, usually associated with long-term topical steroid use. Here the steroids are used in the infectious crystalline keratitis. Coming to the herpes simplex epithelial keratitis. Dendritic ulcer with terminal bulbs, strains with fluorescein may enlarge to become geographic. The treatment is usually acyclovir 3% ointment for 5 days or trifluorothiamide 1% drops second hourly. Debridement if non-compliant treatment is. This herpes simplex epithelial keratitis, in this usually dendritic ulcer with terminal bulbs. It is the dendritic ulcer with terminal bulbs. Strains with fluorescein may enlarge to become geographic. They enlarge to become geographic, means they spread. The treatment is acyclovir 3% ointment used for 5 days, or if they if there is any if it is not the drops or trifluorothiamide 1% they are used for second hourly. And if it is not treated properly and it is complicated, means if it is more spreading, means then debridement is done. Debridement means that nothing but removal of all the surrounding area. Coming to the herpes simplex deciform keratitis. Central epithelial and stromal edema. In this, central epithelial and stromal edema is seen. Folds in deciment membrane. Small keratic precipitates are seen. In the herpes simplex deciform keratitis, central epithelial and stromal edema is seen. Folds in deciment membrane. Small keratic precipitates, topical steroids with antiviral cover, occasionally surrounded by Vesely ring treatment signs associations. Actually, In this herpes simplex deciform keratitis, the central epithelial and stromal edema is seen. Folds in descent membrane, small keratic precipitates are seen. The treatment is topical steroids and antiviral, and if the signs are existed, occasionally there will be seen Wesley ring is seen. Ring shaped sign is seen, that is Wesley ring. Then coming to the herpes zoster keratitis. It develops in about 50% within 2 days of rash. Small, fine, dendritic or stellate epithelial lesions are seen. Tapered ends without bulbs. Resolves within a few days. Develops in about 30% within 10 days of rash. This herpes zoster keratitis is nothing but it is a viral keratitis and it develops in about 50% within 2 days of rash. Small, fine, dendritic or stellate epithelial lesions are seen. Tapered ends without bulbs. Here the ends are without bulbs. Resolves within a few days. Develops in about 30% within 10 days of rash. Multiple fine granular deposits just beneath Bowman membrane. The small multiple granular deposits are seen below the Bowman membrane. Halostromal Hayes nummular keratitis, acute epithelial keratitis may become chronic. This acute keratitis may become chronic. The treatment is topical steroids. Usually they are given. Topical steroids are given in this. In the herpes zoster and herpes simplex, topical steroids are usually given. This herpes zoster, it develops in about 50% within 2 days of rash. Small, fine, dendritic and stellate epithelial lesions. Tapered ends without bulbs. It resolves within few days and it develops in about 30% within 10 days of rash. And the treatment is mainly in chronic, it may become chronic, acute to chronic, and the treatment is topical steroids. Coming to the etiology, the predisposing factors which increase the risk of corneal ulcers are introduction of organism during trauma, prolonged use of topical steroids, dry eyes, entropion with trichiasis, wearing of contact lenses, bullous keratopathy and poor hygiene. The etiology is predisposing factors which increase the risk of corneal ulcers are introduction of organism during trauma, prolonged use of topical steroids, dry eyes, entropion with trichiasis, wearing of contact lenses, bullous keratopathy and poor hygiene. Coming to the pathology, the ulcer is usually saucer shaped and the walls project above normal surface of the cornea owing to swelling. Surrounding is packed with leukocytes and appears as a grey zone of infiltration. This is a progressive stage. When the neurotic material has been shed off, the ulcer is somewhat larger, but as the surrounding infiltration and swelling disappears, the floor and the edges become more smooth and transparent and the regressive stage is reached. Vascularization and minute superficial vessels grow in from the limbus near the ulcer to restore the loss of substance. When the ulcer is vascularized, cicatrization occurs, which is carried by the regeneration of collagen and formation of fibrous tissue. Pathology. The ulcer is usually saucer shaped. Coming to the pathology, here the ulcer is usually the saucer shaped and the walls project above normal surface of the cornea owing to the swelling. They project on the above the normal surface and swelling is seen. Surrounding is packed with leukocytes and appears as a grey zone of infiltration. This is the progressive stage. and when it appears as a gray zone, it is the progressive stage. When the necrotic material has been shed off, the ulcer is somewhat larger. Necrotic material, when it is removed, the ulcer becomes more. But as the surrounding infiltration and swelling disappears, the floor and edges become more smooth and transparent. When this all is removed, this ulcer is removed, material is removed around the infiltration and swelling disappears. The floor and the edges become smooth and transparent, and the regressive stage is reached. Then vascularization and minute superficial vessels grow in from the limbus near the ulcer to restore the loss of the substance. When the ulcer is vascularized, cicatrization occurs, which is carried by the regeneration of the collagen and formation of the fibrous tissue. Coming to the symptoms, irritative effect upon the vessels of the iris and ciliary body, formation of hypopyon, during the progressive stage there is lacrimation, photophobia, blepharospasm and pain. The symptoms are irritative effect upon the vessels of the iris and ciliary body, formation of hypopyon. During the progressive stage there is lacrimation, photophobia and blepharospasm and pain. Coming to the signs, there is blurred vision, pain and redness of the eye. Blurred vision, pain and redness of the eye is seen. Coming to the bacterial keratitis. In the bacterial keratitis, actually we have to first identification of the causative organism. That is, we have to identify the causative organism. The treatment given management is identification of the causative organism in the bacterial keratitis, then hospitalization if needed, standard combined therapy with aminoglycosides and cephalosporins like fortified 5%, cefazolin, fortified 1.3%, tobramycin, monotherapy with fluoroquinolone and 0.3% ciprofloxacin, 0.5% moxifloxacin, cycloplegics like atropine sulfate 1% to prevent posterior synesthesia and pain, systemic analgesics and anti-inflammatory drugs like paracetamol and ibuprofen for pain and edema. In the bacterial keratitis, the treatment usually we are giving is, first you have to identify the causative organism, then hospitalization, standard combined therapy with aminoglycosides and cephalosporins. The cephalosporins are cefalozone, actually we are giving cefalozone, and tobramycin, monotherapy with fluoroquinolones like ciprofloxacin and moxifloxacin, cytoplegics like atropine 1% to prevent the posterior synesthesia and pain, and analgesics and anti-inflammatory drugs like paracetamol and brufen for the pain and edema. Coming to the fungal keratitis, the treatment in the fungal keratitis, commonly due to Aspergillus, Fusarium and Candida albicans, this fungal keratitis is usually seen. In the fungal keratitis, the etiology is injury by vegetarian material such as crop leaf, thorn, branch of a tree. Secondary fungal ulcers are common in immunosuppressed patients. Injury by the animal tail, excessive use of antibiotics. The etiology in the fungal keratitis is injury by vegetarian material such as crop leaf, thorn and branch of a tree. Secondary fungal ulcers are due in the immunosuppressed patients. Injury by animal tail, excessive use of antibiotics. Coming to the signs, ulcer is dry looking, grayish white, with elevated rolled out margins. Here the ulcer is dry, grayish white, elevated rollout margins with elevated rollout margins. Pigmented ulcer caused by dermatoceous fungi. Delicate feather-like extensions are present in the surrounding stroma under the intact epithelium. Under the intact epithelium, we can see the feather-like extensions. A sterile immune ring also will be seen. A sterile immune ring will also be appeared, and multiple small satellite regions are may be seen. Big hypopyon is present. Here big hypopyon is present and endothelial plaque will be seen. These are the signs. The signs are usually dry looking, grayish white, elevated rollout margins are seen, pigmented ulcer by the dermatoceous fungi, and delicate feather-like structure will be seen under the intact epithelium, stroma of the intact epithelium, and sterile immune ring, multiple small satellite regions, and big hypopyon, epithelial flake. These are the signs. Coming to the diagnosis. Diagnosis, lab investigations required for confirmation include examination of potassium hypochlorite, calcofluor white, grams and Jesma stained films for fungal hyphae, and culture on Seborrhoeids medium, confocal microscopic examination PCR. The diagnosis is by lab investigations required for confirmation include examination of wet potassium hypochlorite, calcofluor white, grams, Gemsa stained films for fungal hyphae, and culture on Seborrhoeids medium, confocal microscopic examination and PCR. Coming to the treatment, topical antifungal eye drops like 5% natamycin, 0.1 to 0.3% amphotericin, 0.2% fluconazole, intracameral administration of voriconazole, therapeutic penetrating keratoplasty may be required for unresponsive cases. The treatment usually is topical antifungal eye drops like 5% natamycin, 0.1 to 0.3% amphotericin, and fluconazole, intracameral administration of voriconazole, and therapeutic penetrating keratoplasty may be required in the unresponsive cases. If the cases are unresponsive, therapeutic keratoplasty is advised. Coming to the viral keratitis, commonly caused by herpes simplex virus, herpes zoster, adenovirus. The etiology is acquired by close contact with patients suffering from herpes labialis. Usually it is acquired by close contact with the patient suffering from herpes labialis, and herpes simplex virus 2 is transmitted to eyes of neonates through the infected genitalia of the mother. Coming to the pathology, primary herpes, skin lesions, conjunctiva, acute follicular conjunctivitis, cornea, fine epithelial punctate keratitis, coarse epithelial punctate keratitis, dendritic ulcer, recurrent herpes. Usually the pathology is this viral keratitis is spread by from the primary herpes, skin lesions, conjunctiva, acute follicular conjunctivitis, cornea, fine epithelial punctual keratitis, coarse epithelial punctuate keratitis, dendritic ulcers, etc. And the recurrent herpes is seen in active epithelial keratitis, punctuate epithelial keratitis, dendritic ulcer, geographic ulcer, stromal keratitis, deciform keratitis, diffuse stromal necrotic keratitis, tropic keratitis. This all we can see in the recurrent herpes. This recurrent herpes is from all these acute epithelial keratitis and punctual keratitis, dendritic keratitis, geographical ulcer, stromal keratitis, deciform keratitis and diffuse stromal necrotic keratitis. The lesions of recurrent herpes simplex keratitis and the lesions of recurrent herpes simplex keratitis. Usually the symptoms we see are acute pain, photophobia, lacrimation, redness, blurring of vision. The symptoms usually we see are acute pain, photophobia, lacrimation, redness, blurring of vision. Diagnosis is by immunofluorescence of epithelial scrapings, demonstration of the treatment is supportive hot fermentation, diagnosis by immunofluorescence of epithelial scrapings, demonstration of elementary bodies in tissue, biopsy and culture. Treatment. Coming to the treatment, supportive hot fermentation to relieve pain and congestion, eye irrigation with normal saline, eye pads to prevent exposure to dust, wind, etc. Dark goggles for photophobia, rest, good diet and fresh air for speedy recovery. The treatment is supportive treatment like hot fermentation to relieve pain and congestion, eye irritation, eye irrigation with normal saline, eye pads to prevent the dust and wind, dark goggles for the protection from the photophobia, rest, good diet and fresh air for speedy recovery. Oral antiviral drugs, acyclovir in the dose of 800 milligrams. Valacyclovir in a dose of 500 mg. Analgesics combined of mefenamic acid and paracetamol. Systemic steroids, cyclophagic drugs 1%, atropine, surgical treatment, lateral tarsorrhaphy, amniotic membrane transplantation, and keratoplasty. These are the treatments. Systemic steroids also sometimes given, analgesics and systemic steroids, cyclophagic drugs 1%, surgical treatment like tarsorrhaphy, amniotic membrane transplantation and keratoplasty. Coming to the protozoal keratitis. Acanthamoeba, it is the protozoal keratitis caused by Acanthamoeba. The etiology is corneal infection with Acanthamoeba. It results from the direct corneal contact with any material and water contaminated with the organism. It is always associated with contact lens use, as Acanthamoeba can survive in the space between lens and the eye. Signs. The etiology is corneal infection and Acanthamoeba is the corneal infection with Acanthamoeba results from the direct corneal contact with any material or water contaminated with the organism. And this Acanthamoeba can survive even in this space between lens and the eye. So it is fastly spread. The signs, coming to the signs and symptoms, the signs are epithelial lesions include epithelial roughening and irregularities, epithelial ridges, pseudodendritis formation, stromal lesions like radical keratoneuritis, patchy and stromal infiltrates, ring abscess, limbal and scleral lesions include limbitis and scleritis. The signs are epithelial lesions in roughening and irregularities, epithelial ridges, pseudodendritis formation. Stromal lesions include radical keratoneuritis, patchy and stromal infiltrates, ring abscess, limbal and scleral lesions include limbitis and scleritis. Coming to the enthymoeba keratitis, stromal lesions. The diagnosis is by confocal microscopy, potassium hydroxide, mount lactophenol cotton, blue stain, culture on non-nutrient agar, PCR, corneal biopsy. The treatment, coming to the treatment, specific treatment, topic anti-amoebic agents like dimidines, biguanides, aminoglycosides, multiple drug therapy, chlorhexidine and neomycin and paromycin, clotrimazole, oral ketoconazole, penetrating keratoplasty. Non-specific treatments like analgesics, anti-inflammatory drugs and cycloplegic drugs. This is the treatment used in the corneal inflammation and infections. Hope you understood, students. Let us continue with the next topic. Please go on through the topic. Thank you, students.